Alright. Don't know how much time I have. It's likely very little. I've spent a bunch of time like weighing in on if I wanted to do this or not, and I do. So this is actually something I'm trying out here, which is actually some game dev. I haven't done this in quite some time, but this is the first time I'm actually sharing this on the channel. Now, I've made like other games before. I should have linked them actually, but I have it on itch.io. I think I have it in the About Me section on my page or my More section. I do not. Alright, just check back after the stream and I'll leave it there. But yeah. Or you could just search like surface tension on the tin and it should show up. Alright, anyways, here we are with this now. This is the like bit of the game that I have right now, which is this character moving along. This is a skinwalker. They are a shapeshifter and encrypted, so that's like what the game is gonna be about. Those humans are just placeholders, and if I get like a decent game loop, maybe I'll go and start like making the animated versions of it to go with it. Yeah, so I think that would be nice. Sup hip, welcome to the stream. And yeah, so that's what I was thinking to do. But yeah, this is like a really odd stream basically. Sup 8th Green, how are you? I am doing quite good, 8th Green. Alright, so yeah, so what I have so far is I have this, I have these green tins here. I plan on putting them below the ground once I finish doing all I need to do with them. And then I can just go ahead and like have the humans like go in here and hide. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I plan on making like some houses for them to hide in and all of that, but like once I press this button, it chooses the two random humans and moves them to a different part. So that's like a function for that. I'm still not sure how to make them move around like inside of the green square, but that's a problem for me to figure out later. That guy decided to go there. So as you can see, every time I hit that button, they choose to go to a different position. And I even gave them health, so all I have to do is hit them 5 times. I hit them 5 times with the spacebar and he's dead. Now he died sideways, and since I didn't make it so they can't move when they die, he can still move even though he's dead. But yeah, that's basically that. And I'm going to make it so this guy can transform into them. So that's going to be a confusing thing to do. Alright, but anyways, let me just leave that there for a bit. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Alright, so, and this could work like as a basic, like, very simple example for how gdevelop works. It's a no-code engine. It's basically if and statements or if or statements. I don't remember what they're called, but you know what it is. I made the function here where they both, I put in this, I can press any key here, which is the WASD key. I'll do the same for the arrow key later, but I'm gonna focus on the WASD key for now. And I can control where they would go. It automatically centers on the skinny. I was actually gonna make a comic, I remember, involving a skinwalker, and that was just too much work, especially just for 4 panels. It just wasn't really, didn't really like fit the vibe I was going for exactly. I might go back to it, but I doubt it. And this is what I use to make this too. And this is gonna be like the first game that I did where I made it publicly. In fact, I was planning on making a whole other channel just to post some game stuff, because I actually recorded the process of making a bunch of my games and the failure that I am as like a game developer. Alright, so let's see. Alright, what did I want to have here? Alright, I'm going to like try to have this guy. So I'm going to have him be hidden. Alright, so he's hidden right there. Alright, hidden, and then maybe get the nearest instance of the human. And how would I do that? I'm not certain. I'm just playing around with it as well. As you can see, I've been using this for years, but it's been off and on. And I figured it out on my own for the most part. I didn't really use tutorials. So I don't really know what a lot of these stuff do. I'm not trying to like pick a random object. So let's see. Separate objects. I need something that's like nearest. I know there is one for that, but I can't recall it right now. So let's see. Alright, so let's just do that for now, and I can see how that would look. So let's just do this. Actually, let's separate them a little bit. Sup, Dandy's World fan? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing some game dev right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so the invisibility worked, but it did not, what do I say? It did not, well, it just didn't work, I should say. Can I make fan art for you? You sure can. That would be awesome. Let's see. Link. Alright, I didn't do something correctly. Alright, let's try flipping it. Let's link the human to the skinny. Because coding is weird sometimes. You flip something and it just works out when it usually doesn't. Alright, so let's do 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, still didn't. Alright. But yeah, let's just delete and then do it again in a different way. But yeah, that would be awesome, Dandy's World. Alright, so. And so, this is actually my first... It's not my first time making a game. But it is my first time... This is my first time, This is my first time, see, doing this, so let's try it right here. Alright, so got this. Alright, look at an object. That I think that's something for the 3D. Use the camera rotation to look at an object. Yeah, I think that might be a 3D thing. This is not a 3D game. So, see, put object around another random position. Alright, so we're gonna want the human around that. Let's put at a distance of just 50 so I can see it. Actually, no, just 20 should be fine. Angle should be more than okay. And let's do that. Should probably put 1 anyway, so let's just put 2. Okay, so let's try that. And hopefully it doesn't attract the other guy, because I'm trying to avoid that. Alright, so it doesn't happen constantly. Alright. I think I have to separate it into a different thing. Alright, yeah, I got the idea of it now. Alright, so what I need for them to be is dead, and yeah, I can use a boolean. A boolean is a type of program where you just go ahead and just change it, where you flip it. It's like a switch, a light switch. Alright, so let's go ahead and whip one up. I forgot where I needed to go to do that. I think actually I need to make multiple variables for the skinny, so I could just do that there. Alright, so let's go to variables. Let's just do 2. Name this one cult. Why is it in caps lock? That's fine, but why? Alright, so when I see, alright, let's keep it at 5 for now. I'm gonna have him have only 1 when he's in his other form, and let's change this to a boolean. Alright, so it's gonna be false naturally, so we're gonna change that to a hidden. So that could work. But yeah, the humans, they are not gonna look like that. It's not gonna be some kaiju kind of fella. It's just gonna be the same exact size. Alright, but yeah, that's gonna be the point of it, basically. Alright, so let's see, where was I? Yeah, okay. So it's gonna be false naturally. Let's change it to skinny variable is true. So let's change it to there. Hidden. If it's true, that. So if it's true, put it around skinny. Gonna do that and just change it to true. So set to true, we're gonna just do that, and that should work. Like, by the way, the art is done. It's on my post on YouTube. Alright, I'll be sure to check it out later. But thank you for that. So, let's see. Where is the 10 I'm looking for? I just checked it out. Thank you. It looks so good. Thank you for that. Is it all right if I like repost it too? Because I think that's great. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, so let me see. What was I doing? Alright, change that to true, do that. Alright, excellent. Wait, should this be in the NPC section? Alright, let's leave it there for now. I can move it later if anything. And let's just test this out right now. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so let's change that with a B. Oh, there's going to the same one. Let's switch that up. Alright. See, this is why we gotta test things. And let me hit B again. Alright, so that's not the desired outcome. Alright. So, I need to have it, the goal for it is to have it go to only 1 instead of the goal for it is to have it go to 1 instead of only that. So yeah. Alright, so let's see here. I forgot to say welcome back. I think I did, but yeah, most likely. Let's see. But yeah, I'm right back in the same issue that I was at. And that issue is, let's just hit save real quick. But yeah, I need to put the nearest one. Maybe I could click nearest. This truly is a dilemma. Alright, so I am able to link objects, together. That is gross. That was in my throat. Alright, so yeah, I'm sorry this stream isn't like really on brand. Yeah, I just want to get like a prototype of this going before I get into the art stuff. But yeah, I'm thinking about like making 2 different channels. One like for Gamedev, that's going to be not active at all, basically. And one for the cryptic adventures of Chloe and Caleb, because from what I can see, like those big time animations, like, you know, series pilots and all that, VisiPop seems to be the only one that like has them all like on her channel. It seems like every other one they open up like a separate channel just for that series. So I think I might do that, and maybe I can repost it here or something. Alright. But yeah, I need something like nearest, or because I know there is that option here, but I'm just not seeing it. And I truly don't think there's a new behavior to it, but I'll see. But yeah, there's no nearest option or anything like that. Or at least we can listen to some relaxing music while I occasionally interrupt it. A lot of these tins here don't really work, but I'll have to... So I just build them from scratch, basically. Like the top-down movement, I usually just build it myself. Alright, so... But the pathfinder movement does seem to work. That reminds me, I need to do a tin right now. So, before I forget, let's go to the human. Let's go to behaviors and see if I can turn off rotation. Because I don't want it to rotate. Okay. Alright, there we go. No more rotation. And it's neat just like watching them just walk around like that or slide around. That's like a nice little tin right there. Alright, so. But yeah, this is a mighty weird stream for the channel. In fact, this here was made for a broken game of mine called You Make Me Laugh, where you played as a serial killer clown. Figured that would probably be fitting for this game, because you play as a serial killer octopus. Alright, so let's see. Maybe if I just start a brand new tin right here. You know what? I'm on stream. Let's move on to another element and see if I can do that. And that element is the site. So, I'm gonna make two different ones. So let's go over to here. Gdevelop has a nice little edit in tin editor. So I'm just gonna name it site. So for the civilian, that's some groovy music right there. Not sure which side it will be, so I'm just going to make it like this. It's going to be invisible anyway. So for the civilian, let's just make it yellow. Stroke tool F. Alright. Right now I'm going to like try to attempt to make my own hitbox. The likelihood of it working, damn near impossible. I'm sure there's something called a raycast, but I don't really know what that could be. So let's see. Yeah, there's the distance between two objects, so I should be searching for a distance. Right, I gotta do that before I forget. So distance, D S and D distance. I swear to you, it's It's there. It's just not showing up just right now. Maybe it's for a former version or something. Okay. Just got that. Just do object force. Equal to all objects, no. Get an object from its name, not quite. See, this is an art channel after all. It would be weird if I did not decide to do a little bit of art on here. Alright, so especially with me just being completely totally stuck right here. But anyways, let me just go down to here. Let me just add a bunch more of these because I like it to scroll down a bit. Alright, so that's confusion there. Let's just add this. And let's pick nearest object. How come it works with that one? Alright, so we got it. So it's pick. Alright. Oh, I think yeah. I had it in the incorrect section. No wonder I've been so confused. Alright, so we're gonna go with pick, which is pick nearest object. Alright, so see pick nearest human dot x human dot y, and I think those are called parentheses or something. I forget what it is exactly, but yeah, something like that. It's used in match. You gotta be good at match to do this thing. And so that's gonna. So let's go ahead, do that to separate them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's still doing that. It's just not supposed to. I have an idea. Alright, so let's go ahead and move that down a bit. Right, so we're gonna keep that true. Actually, I can just do that and that should work, I think. Alright, so it worked somewhat successfully, but not really. Alright, so. Alright. There's one more idea that I have for it, so let's just do that. So let's do this. So let's pick that one that's the nearest to that one. That way, whenever it's true, it should work. I don't know why it's not working precisely. I could assign variables to each one because I plan on making some of the folks look different. At least 3 different skins for them. I can just have that one be spawned. Yeah. Okay, I think I have a new idea for this now. Because they don't control... They don't control... It's not like they control the people's dead bodies. It's the... Just go in them and like... See how they look, or something like that. And so, let's see. Alright, so... I don't know how I'm gonna... exactly make it look like that, but... We're gonna find out. Alright, so let's go ahead and just delist those two. And I'm going to get a human to spawn. Let's change it to this one. Let's move it here. Let's see. Alright, let's check the other side then. Okay. It should be a is just spawned option, but I guess not. Unless that's also in the other part as well, so let's see. But yeah, I also got all of this going where I can just go ahead and just do the thing here. And so I'm thinking, let's spend like 6 more minutes with the code and then I'll switch it up and we can do some art. Because there's a reason why game dev YouTubers like don't really show this part. Not that, well, they would not show themselves like coding because like it's arguably boring. So let's see. But yeah, I can just implement how I want them to look. Yeah, it's so weird how like some of the options just get hidden because I I've been doing this for quite some time, and I remember some of these actually being a thing, and just not anymore. Wait, I messed that up. Wait, no, I didn't. So this would be a job for another time. Feel like doing something that I'm actually good at, so I'm gonna do some art. Excuse me. And I have a flipping animation, and I think that I should probably do that. Don't know if I'll bother to like draw each of them like in their own right, but should be fine as is. Alright, so that's a bit tech right there. Let's change that to 293. And that's thick enough. Just gonna do this. Separate like the eyes later so I could attach it to the person. But as of right now, it's good like this. Obviously, I can't blend it all together like I have been, but this will be just fine. Gonna move that over to there because I can still reach it. I'll color it 2 now because why not? I'm gonna be copying and pasting it a whole bunch right now. There's a way to like add blurs in this program, but it takes quite some time. It would like blur the lines too, and I wouldn't want that. I'm sure there is a way to do it, but I just don't know what it would be. Alright, so Alright, let's actually specify the line size, so it's 2.63. Just so I can know. Gonna add this color too now. Gonna have it like kind of pulsating up just a bit. And then last but not least is this color. It's gonna be a nice blue, dark blue. Just pretty good looking. Alright, so let's also get the red eyes because that's going to be tiresome to fill in later. Now, there's nothing that says it has to be an octopus. That's just my self-imposed thing. And since this guy is actually gonna move, I may actually change it a bit. By the way, this music playing right now is my stereo naughty. Decided to up it a little bit. Alright, so I think I'm going to use like an onion. Let's see, how would I want it? I was gonna say an onion skin method, but no, not so sure. Alright, so let's just do this and this. Right now I'm making the idle stands. Shrink the erasure just a tad. I think I'll probably just leave it at 6 legs. I'm not sure. But let's just see how it would look. Maybe the extra legs tie it all together. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not mad at you. Didn't realize you were live. I just saw. Yep, I am live. I was making. Actually, I'm making a video game. And I'm using the gdevelop engine. It's a no-code engine. I don't really have a lot so far, so I got stuck for a bit, so I'm actually just taking a break from the code and stuff, quote-unquote coded, and just head in here so I could do some art. But hey, no worries for being late. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, let me show you what I have in the game so far. This guy, he can move. Got some folks there. When I press this button, they can move. I'm trying to get him to turn into one of them. But instead, like when he kills them, like all of them get attached to him and he can only turns into all of them at once. That would be great if I'm trying to make like some kind of chimera simulator. But I'm trying to make basically a hidden object type of game. Nice, I'll play it once it comes out. That would be awesome. I'm gonna be posting it on Newgrounds, so like part of a Gamejam. And right now, I'm just making some of the art for it. Right now, this is the idle animation. So I'm just gonna. This was actually a skinwalker that I made. It's actually for the cryptic adventures of Chloe and Caleb. Like within some part in the series, like way down the line, they would encounter this type of creature that's actually pretending to be a human. So I figured I would like repurpose it for right now. Alright, so let's see. Newgrounds. I haven't played on there in a while. Yeah, Newgrounds is quite a fun place. I try to like let me put the onion skin on. Try to like make it like my own basically. Try to like go on there more often. Alright, so let's just do that. I think I'm gonna make it 3/4 frames. Alright, so let's just do this and that. Then I could just do that. Yeah. Wait, when will that show come out? I have no idea. I've been making like bits and pieces of it here and there, but like I haven't. It's still like not really anything like concrete just yet. Just bits and pieces. Since I'm doing it like alone, it's gonna take quite a while. So let's see. I was hoping to like have it out by like fall, but like that is a very wishful thinking. Because I learned like how long it takes to like animate, and yikes, this is crazy. So instead of like doing that, I'm focusing more on like shorter stuff, like the animation that I'm making for you. So let me go ahead and go this right here. Because I just like cut that part off basically. So I need to set it in a more direct manner. Alright, so let me put that here, this here. Alright, excellent. So got this here, this here. And so that's good like that. Gonna try to like make it have a gelatinous feel to it. So I'm actually going to erase these arms too. And by erase, I just mean like move over. Alright, so am I still voicing Chloe? I mean, I know I gave her my voice clips. I'm still wondering if you still want me to voice her in future things. Yeah, that would be great. I do plan on like making more of it, or should I say like making it, because I haven't really like posted it just yet. But I do plan on making it. And I would love for you to be the voice of Chloe. So let me put this right here and right there. Alright, so that works like that. Let's make an in-between frame of the two. Let's see. I think Y was that? And yeah, it was. So let's put that there. Just a slight move down. Duplicate. Let's just get the onion skin going here too. Except the other way around. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Let's just go ahead and erase these. And that. Then I could just do a nice little in-between right here. And it shouldn't really be much of an issue. I'm excited to see it whenever it comes out. That's good. But before I finish that, I'm going to do the Nate Wants to Battle with the OCs. That's going to be a fun thing to do. I did a teeny tiny bit of it, but I've been mainly focusing on making my comic. I've made like over 10 pages, and each page has a whole bunch of panels in it, so it's a lot of drawing right there. So we got this here. I think I messed that part up. Right. It did. It's fixed now, so that's good. Alright, so let's have it go about right here. I want to see. Yeah, you will soon. I'll post like a little like preview of it later. Alright, so got this right here. I'll post like a little clip of it tomorrow. That'll be a nice little post. But so we got this here. This would be a nice transition frame. Then I'll just see. Yeah, I'll just make the head more movement like. Yippee. Alright. So we got all of this right here. And hopefully this guy looks a bit spooky. Right, I'm gonna also draw the human like next to him. Right, let me finish the transition frames first. Right, so let's do that. I remember wanting. That's like France, about France. And I remember this one movie from France, and it's such a weird little movie. But I liked it. It was so weird. It was called it was either Strange Planet or Fantastic Planet. But it stars these cool giant blue aliens. And they just went and they didn't really conquer the humans. I think the humans just originated from that planet. And then they came here, like after stealing some of their technology. But yeah, that was a neat little turn there. Wait, this weekend? I'm seeing Nate at the Southeast Game Exchange. I can't believe the con is almost here. That is awesome, Matty Joe. I'm so excited about that for you. And hope that you tell like all the details, because that would be so great. So let me why is that right there? Let me get the eraser tool and alright, all better. Let's do that right there. And let's do this here. And I shouldn't need to worry about the fill tool coloring and the rest of that. Alright, so let's just do this. Actually, let's just destroy the head. Alright, that's better. Then I'm actually going to go here. Let's go here and put this here. Let's just temporarily the rest of this in this row and erase it. I try to get a video when he performs his music to con live and post it on my channel. Stay tuned. It will be this Sunday, by the way. Alright, I can't wait. So, let me try something. Oh. Alright, there we go. Alright, so for this one, let's actually have the arms go all the way up to here. I think that looks better, so let's do that. Yeah, that's better. Let's actually switch this to tools. I could just slow it down in the program, So I'm gonna still render it by once, but I'm just testing it so I can see how it looks. Alright. Great. Oh, and I'll see if I can get a photo with him. That would be so epic. Yeah, that would be awesome. So we got this right here. And it's like he's doing a little dance. That's going to be a very difficult thing to like animate walking, but I'm gonna get it done. But yeah, got this right here. I think I'm going to move over a bit and just paint like a human. And so let's do just one right here. And so let's just do this. Probably make him look better, but for now, I'm just gonna do something like this. And he's just gonna have this as a hand. Alright, so we got that right there. Oh, I've been wanting to meet Nate for a long time, ever since I became a fan of his. Yeah. But yeah, I really hope that you are able to meet him. I think his neck might be a little bit too wide, but I'm just gonna trust the process right now. Alright, so let's do that. Let's do a slight erase here. I think that's a fine enough part of a human. Yeah, you guys gotta trust the process, honestly. Yeah, that's true. Like, I thought it wasn't gonna turn out well, but it came out decent enough. I may, like, rework him, but it's fine like that. And I want to, like, have him transform into humans, but, like, if I'm not able to figure out how to do that, I'll probably have him transform into, like, other objects and then just has to, like, go into this form to kill the humans. That's, like, my only thought process behind it, basically. I'll color him in just to see how it would look. I'm gonna try to avoid using like any bluest colors, so like this guy is like otherworldly. Otherworldly. I don't think I'm saying that correctly, but it's close enough. Alright, so let's try to make like a tannish kind of pants. Yeah, that's good. I think I hit new page, but it seems to be what I wanted to hit. So we're gonna go with that. Alright, let's use this skin color. Let's make the hair brown, then I can make the boots the same color. Right, so can I request a form for him? Sure. What would you like to see? Oh, do you mean the skinwalker, which is like this octopus guy, or do you mean like the human? Well, wait, I'll go back over to here. Like, make sure everything is working properly. And so I'm thinking... Alright, so here I'm gonna have his head rise a bit. By the way, that's the End of the World song. Alright, the Skinwalker. Yeah, sure. What form would you want him to, like, transform into? Alright, so I'm gonna have the head go kind of like this. Right there. So I was thinking, what if he could turn into animals like a fox or a wolf? Yeah, that could be interesting. Kind of under like a time limit for it, but I think like that would be a good idea. So yeah, I'll have him turn into a fox. That could be a good thing to do. Alright, so yeah, I'll do the fox one. Let me type that there so I don't remember. Oh, that's a big size. Let me shorten it a bit. Alright, 36 should be fine. Make fox trans see. Oh. Alright, so I'll just have that there to remember. I would like to see it. Alright. But yeah, like hiding amongst the humans. Ow, my back. Oh, okay. Where was I? Is it for a new vid? Sup, Benza Dog? Actually, I'm working on a game, but I might like post the process of it on this channel instead of making like a whole other channel, because earlier I was thinking about making a whole other channel just to post some games, because I actually recorded footage of me making the other two, actually technically 3 games that I made, but like I never bothered to post it because I wanted to wait until like I had like the motivation to like edit and do all of that for the channel. Oh, this is not the right color. Alright. But yeah, So yeah, I was thinking of doing that. And for the series that I'm working on, The Cryptic Adventures of Chloe and Caleb, I was thinking about making a new channel and posting it on there, because I think that it would just do better there too. And let's see, let me put that there. Let's have this actually go in a bit, because that would just work out pretty interestingly. But yeah, that's basically what I was thinking to do. But it is basically for a new video, but like yes and no. Oh, and I could strengthen that tentacle right there, because it was looking mighty weak. And I have to keep an ear on the music, because like I think I'm nearing the part where songs that like sound more sleepy start to appear. The nice sleeping songs. And I don't really want those on the stream right now. Alright, so let's do that. And I'm gonna just do that for that tentacle, just to make it more squid-like how I want. But yeah, the animations will take a while, like especially like for the game. So I'm gonna animate this, I'm gonna animate a human, and I'm also going to animate a guard, and then I'll have him able to transform into other stuff too to hide. Because I'm thinking about like having a specific time limit too. Since I'm forcing Chloe, can you credit me in the credits and in the description? Yeah, of course. I was always planning to do that, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, of course I'll credit you. In fact, what I was planning to do is like, I was going to have like an after credit scene. Then you're going to like be like in the video itself, like as the credits as well, along with a link to the channel. All right, so we got this here, and I think that's looking mighty fine too. Let's do that. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's a good little idle animation. I'm just like kind of moving out that crazy. Like try to ignore the human. In fact, let me just do that. Now that is good right there. All right, so now I could probably make like a walk animation. I don't know why I'm bothering to make like an idle animation for the human, because I can't really figure out how to make them stay in one place for too long. Alright, but anyways, shouldn't worry about that too much. So let's bring this one over to the side. And I'm thinking maybe I can have like some sort of a spin-in motion, where it kind of looks like the legs are kind of like a helicopter. It will make more sense later on. In fact, oh, that would be a great thing to do here. And so I'm gonna put all of these here, and I'm going to put these finished ones in this part, so that I can Why did that? Alright, never mind. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and go here. And let's see. But yeah, the stream seems to be doing pretty well right now, so that's great. And so, let's see. I'm actually gonna copy this over here, just so I can have like a firm look of how the legs look. Get rid of that, go to here, put that here. I messed that up. Right. Move that right here so that I can have like a nice... I could have just used a reference photo, I just realized, but whatever. So let's just do this. Let's make him go up there. Right, so I have a vague idea of what I want here. So I need to click that. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so let's have the lines go up from now. I don't think people will really notice or care that much. I think I can get away with like it having more of a propeller motion instead of a more biological one. I don't think they will mind that much. Alright, so gonna have that there. Gonna have this. Let's have it this way, true. Let's just do that. So let's have this one go here. This one go here. This one go here. And then we could have one just like newly there. And so I think that could work. But yeah, this is gonna be like one of those like trust the process type of things right here. Yeah, it's just so fun to like animate to me. It's just like lost. Personally, I've lost the motivation to do it because like I work hard on an animation or like a video of the such, and it only gets like 7 views, and it just makes me think, gosh, I'm going to spend almost an entire week to make one, and like no one's gonna see it. Which it's not really much of a point then. I could just like make a comic instead. No one really sees that either, but there's like more. It's like it's way easier than in the animation. Speaking as an animator myself, so we got that. Let's see this. Right, so let's have it go in the back now. That. Let's have it go kind of like this. But hopefully, like, you all can like see what I'm attempting to do. It's kind of making like a helicopter kind of motion to it. Alright, let's actually see how at least those three look. Let's increase that to trees so I can see it better. No, that's not quite working. Like, I want to show you like exactly what I was trying to do here. Excuse me, let me just start a different one here. So like, say this, for example, is that, and this goes here, this goes here, and that goes there. This one disappears, this one goes here, this one goes there, then another one appears. Then that's basically how it would loop with this here. And let me just put that to trees and just see how that would look. But yeah, it just doesn't really make much sense, so I guess I'll just have to go with like the spider like way, which will be tedious. But let's get it done. I really don't think I can make that work. Alright, so we're just gonna have like each leg lift up at once instead of a spin-in motion, which is unfortunate, but it has to be done. Alright, that spin-in motion was unfortunate, but see, should I try it again? I could probably do it if I do an onion skin for it. So let's just get rid of that. Just get this and just duplicate it. Let me actually change out the music. Okay. I don't know why I'm so attached to this, but I just am, it seems. So I'm just going to try that for right now. I can't believe I'm trying that again. But yeah, like Maddie Chu, I think you should like try out like gdevelop if you want to. It's a no code game engine. It's like it's a real fun thing. But hey, it's fine if you don't. I did something, but I'm not sure what happened. Well, hopefully that's fine. Alright, so we got that. Let's add this. Alright, so we're gonna have this one still like sink into here. Alright, so we got that here. Gonna move this one down to here. This one's gonna be here. I'm seeing it better now than I'm doing it here. Alright, so that's good. I think I only need to make one more frame, so I'm just going to try to make it look similar to... Oh great, Scott, that's gonna be a while. Alright, so I only got 4 there. And here I got 5. And I'm gonna need more than one frame, aren't I? Alright. Or I could just add one more to the other one. Alright. So confusing. Like, do any of the patterns like seem confusing to you guys too? Because it just certainly does to me. Alright, let's just take off one of the onion skins. Just focus on it going to like right here. I think this can probably do it. Right, it's working. It's working. I just need to like smoothen it out a bit, but other than that, it's working out. Alright, so we got that there, this here. Alright, let's make this one a little different. Alright, let's see how this one would be. Let's see how that would look. So right now I have it so it's flopping all about. Alright, so I think I see the issue now. And so the issue is this one needs to transition into this one a little bit easier. So it goes this, then this, and that. So I think right here would do a little bit better for it to be. Yeah, that's the one right there. But I found this cool show recently, and I always ignored it, but it was actually pretty good. I called the 100. Like, season 1 of it is good, and I'm starting season 2 now. It seems pretty nice. Alright, so now that I've done that, let me see here. Alright. It still looks a bit strange at the top, but I think that is like just about what I'm going for. I don't think anyone will care that much. But I'm glad that I was able to like simulate it close enough. I think I'll add just one more frame, which is just this. Yeah, maybe I'm like tripping, but I think that is a pretty like decent enough spinning motion. It's like, and there was another cyan outline here. Alright, so I'll just add that in now. Alright, so all of that is achieved. Yep, I was right. There is a slight outline there that I was missing. So now I got the helicopter movement and the idle movement. I think that should be good. I would like to play like a little like, yeah, an animation of it dying would be good. I was gonna make an animation of it strangling someone, but that wouldn't really work, I think. Actually, it could. Yeah, I can just have it like wrap around them and contort them. Yeah, that could work. Alright, anyways. Let's just go ahead and do this. Oh yeah, that fairy comic book I forgot to mention, but like it's also set in the same universe as the Cryptic Adventures of Chloe and Caleb. So that was actually meant to be a sister series, but it seems like I'm at least finishing the comic book first, because that usually takes a while. I actually spent more time on the art than in the stream than the coding, which is good because that's on brand for this channel. Let's just do this and just connect them. That's more like it. And let's just see how this walking animation looks. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, especially if it moves around this fast, I don't think anyone will like notice it doing that. So it should be fine. There's a certain way that gdevelop does their tin where it sets a direction, but I can't recall what way that is, because it's just borderline irrelevant. Anyways, I'm nearly out of time. So, yeah. But hey, we got this done, and this is a pretty good, like, part here. In fact, if I was thinking, I would have done this first. But hey, what I will do is, like, when the stream goes up, it's going to be a video after this. When the stream goes up, I will leave a link to the other games that I've made. I made 2 other games. Both of them could be played, like, on a computer. I don't know how to make, like, a phone game or anything like that. If there's an easy way to, like, do that with gdevelop to, like, convert the controls, that would be wonderful. But as of right now, I do not know how to do so. Alright, so I'm going to put this here. This can be, like, my completed animations pile. And so I did idle, I did that. So I think I can do like a punch-in animation. Actually, no, we're gonna make this guy as he is, like a glass cannon. That will be his turn. And then, like, as his human form, he can do the punching. Alright, so. But yeah, I'm hoping I can, like, make some emergent gameplay where folks can like somehow use the bodies to attract some of the NPCs there so that they can kill them, or maybe use them to like scare them away from some location. I don't know, but it could be interesting. Hey, I don't have too long to figure it out. Let's make that animation, because I don't want the regular people to be able to kill him. So I'm just going to just have that. So actually I'm gonna put this here. Right, I think this is it. Alright, so let's have green come out of it. Whatever, I'll just make a new one. Alright, so let's just move that away from there. So let's have that there. Do that, and I can just do the legs. Should probably think if I can make projectiles. Yeah, I've done it before, so I should be able to do it again. Alright, sure. Let's have a darker thin right here. Alright, so I got that right here. Probably should have like used some more tweening to do it, but it's fine. But yeah, the whole reason why I decided to make the Skinwalker be a octopus is because like the octopus have the ability to camouflage instantly, and I figure if anything has the ability to do that, it would be an octopus-like organism. So that's why I made this land octopus, like so. But I did a pretty decent amount of animation. I'm gonna just count the frames alone. So that's 4, 8, 12 frames. That's a decent amount. Especially, that's not including the frames that I disregarded because I messed it up a whole bunch. Excuse me. Oops, sorry. Clicked that badly. Alright, so got this right here. Alright, so alright, let's have it so like more of the fluids is going out.
My time has come to burn. I invoke the ancient power that I may return. In a void bordering 3 worlds, I have awoken, and I'll see the barriers between them be broken.
We make that tentacle just a tad longer. Alright, so got new 2 hours. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 8. Okay. Let's keep it all do. Let's have him go this direction. Let's do, oh my. Alright, I'm back. I am back. Okay, so. Alright, so let's just have the tentacles kind of fold in on themselves like so. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, I'm so
Alright,
bored.
so 7.
These games are starting to feel like chores. But
8.
some triangle guy came up with a new game he found. Instead of just one world, I'll have 3 as my playground.
Alright, let's add some wrinkles here. Then I can copy and paste some of the blood there. Luckily, this contest doesn't disqualify violence. Violence used to be my forte. It's not really much anymore, but still is. I just don't really make it anywhere near as much. But hey, it's still a fun thing to do. Alright. Alright, so got a lot done. I got another 10 for the game. I got another 10 for the game working. I got a brand new. Got a completely brand new character working right here. I just need to do the human and take the suggestion that Maddie Chu made, which is make him turn into a wolf. And since the animations are gonna take a while to do for like literally everything, I might just have him turn into, because it's going to be like a hidden type of game, so I'm gonna have him like turn into like a prop wolf that's like located around the area, because I think that would work too. But if I have enough time to like add animations to it after I get like the rest of the game complete, I'll circle back, like make the wolf move too. I think that would be quite cool. Alright, so gonna have like a mass of these right here. let's just have two of the tentacles sticking up, because that'd be kind of funny. So just like that there. Alright, so let's do this by trees and see how this looks. I think if he wasn't standing like this, it would work better. Alright, so even though it's accurate to the way he stands, just gonna fix that. Move it to about right here. Alright, let's just scrap all of the first frame. So, first frame scrapped. Let's go ahead and just do this frame now. Just gonna redo the ones on the left. Just let me hit the tape button. Alright. Guess I'll redo this one partially as well. One moment. Alright, I think this... Yeah, that works better now. Much better. Let me just decrease this to 1s and this to 1s as well, so I can see this properly. Right, so maybe I can set a way to like disable like that guy's controls so that I can properly suffocate one of the humans. Could work. I'm just gonna hide my symbol right there. I have to do that every once in a while. Alright, so let's properly color it then. Don't know why it started there, but whatever. I really ought to end the stream soon, though. It's been 2 hours, so I think I'll probably end it after I finish painting this one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll leave that part blank then. Then I could line like all of them up in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had like an 8 button there, but it's gone now, I guess. Could be behind them. Alright, so you gotta do that. Boom. But hopefully y'all like at least enjoy the design of this guy. I know I do.
It was the demon of nightmares who undid our fate. Now it's time for revenge until every single world cowers in our wake.
usually when I make game assets, I do them 100 by 100, but this one is 500 pixels by another amount, like 300 or so. So yeah, this is a pretty big boy for what I usually make. Alright, now let's take one look of how this is. Now let's put all of these in their own little turn. And that is what was done today, which is pretty good. Got a nice little walking animation there. In fact, let's do one last test of it. Alright, so this one's the walking animation, great. I want to test to see how well it would do in a loop, so let's just do that. Alright, excellent. Most certainly looks like a walking animation. Alright, perfect. Alright, so the game jam finishes in like 5 or 6 days. So hopefully you guys come up for it and show it. I need to remember to post that little like bonus for Maddie Chu tomorrow. I need to remember that. I have a bad memory, so hopefully I don't forget. I'm gonna do my best not to. If not, just remind me in the comments. And I really like the way the octopus fella jiggles. It's just so like transfixing. There's a more ideal word for that, but I can't recall what it would be. So that's what you get. Right, let me just do this for this. Right, so got all of that there. Let me erase this again. I should double check and see. Like nothing like this is in any of the other moments. Alright. Does not appear to be so. Alright, great. So I might make a kill animation where they strangle it. I don't know. yeah, if I do that and make the animation take a bit of time, then that could be useful. Alright, okay. Yeah, I have to attach it in the exact point. It should work, hopefully. And I did not make a game design document. I'm just running everything from off the top of my head. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know I certainly did. This was a fun one. Gonna be obsessed with this game for the next few days. This game that I'm making. And I will leave the other games that I made in the description or the pinned comment, like down below. So be sure to check that out later. And that is it for now. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna head on. I don't know. It's just there's so many folks here. You know what? Alright. There's just so many folks here that I really don't want to end it right now. But I don't want to make that animation just yet because I want to make sure I can do the right thing. I'm gonna make a human. This could be him standing. That doesn't look right. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna call it a day. Alright, so if you enjoyed this, press that like button. Make sure you subscribe to not miss when I announce this game, any of my other art related stuff, etc. Until next time, this is Visual Animation signing out. Till next time.